Okay, so siding is beside us here, right here, or here. There was a second track here, so obviously probably the main track here, siding, and then there's another track here. So this is the first sort of curiosity here at Larson. So you can see right here, there's kind of, you can see there's like a little culvert, a little bridge. You can see the water's kind of flowing through here. So there's got to be a culvert or something underneath here. And then you have this kind of flat spot right here. Again, what the heck was here is the question, but you can see it's all swampy around here, and it's this flat spot. You can see there's all this gravel and rock. Here you can see there's some very fine granular here, right here. And again, it's all kind of flat around, swampy around here. So there was something that was here, right? Like section house or something. After, when we get to the station, I'll show you the maps, and you can see there's quite a number of buildings that were around here. Okay, so leave that spot behind. Starting to warm up a little bit here. Maybe we're in the cover and don't feel the wind as much. So here's our next spot, and I think this is where the station was. So you'll notice through the trees there's like a little bridge, and then there's kind of a depression here. I think it's very narrow, but I think this is where the station was. Like, I don't know if there's any other candidates. There's a spot right there, but right here there's a bit of a depression, and you can see there's a little bump out. This very well might have been where the station was located. So you can see there's this little thing. We went over there yesterday, or sorry, on Saturday when we was here, and we poked around over there, and I'm going to show you that video. There's a big hole here. I don't know, there's a spot over there too, but so let's talk a little bit about what was happening here at Larson. Too many notes here. Now, see, it's interesting. On the 1959 map, it doesn't look like it shows like a building, like a station. There's a little symbol that they use for a station, and it's not on there. You'll see when I show the map to you. It shows a bunch of buildings here. The station may have been gone by that point. We don't have a data on what happened to the station. So this is Larson. So again, alphabetical naming pattern of the Grand Trunk Pacific. So Kelly, Larson, Mac. We are located at milepost 82.4 on the original line, 53.1 on the Graham subdivision. So according to records, there was a Grand Trunk Type E station located here, constructed in 1911. That's coming right from the CN documentation. There was a water tank that was here, but it's way down that way. It's like 3/4 of a mile away. And so the water tank remained in use until 1933, and then they took it out of use. So it doesn't show up on the timetables, and then it shows back up in 1946 and was used again until 1958. We don't know what happened again. We don't know what happened with the station building, but the siding was removed in 1990, and Larson remained a station on the line until it was abandoned. Now, here's a little piece of trivia for you. So in terms of the name, there's a good chance that the name Larson came from a guy named Peter Larson, who, along with the Foley brothers, got the contract to build this line. And the Foleys built a whole bunch of other lines. They built what would eventually become the Kinghorn. So basically the section of line between Port Arthur and Sudbury on the Canadian Northern. They built pieces of, I don't know about the Canadian Pacific. They built other portions of the Grand Trunk. They built the Nakina Cutoff. So they built a whole bunch of things. Now, before I forget, because I always forget this. So in terms of population, how many people were living here? So in 1911, there were 60 people at Larson. Now, I don't know if those all 60 people were here or if there was sort of a bigger area around here. It says Larson. I didn't look for Upsala because that is also a station on the Canadian Pacific. 1921, there was 11. In 1931, there was 8. So what we'll do is we'll show you those maps and then I will show you the timetables and stuff, and you can see what's happening here. So we crossed over, the grade is just over there. I think the station site is right here. We crossed over this little waterway on what used to be a bridge, I think. And so here we've got all kinds of remnants that are lying around, which to me makes me think that this is the site of the station. So down here, there's this really low area here. You can see it's full of all kinds of things, all kinds of metal drums and metal cans, and I'm standing on some metal. This is, yeah, there is something here. This must be the section house or something. Look, you got brick. So this must have been a cellar or something. I'm standing on all kinds of metal here. You can see, look, there's an old rail that's driven into the ground here. So there's big depression right here. And then all over the place there are all kinds of metal like this. This looks like an old insulated water jug. You can see where the little spigot or the spout was down there. You can see all kinds of metal cans, glass jars. See if there's anything else lying around here. This looks like a big flat spot here. Really, it's all wet and swampy in here, so anytime you get sort of these high spots, obviously there was something going on. You can see kind of the ditching kind of going that way. Trying to see if I can find a well maybe. So here you can see a big bucket. You can see there's all kinds of metal here. I don't know what that is. And back here, again, you can see more metal debris. It looks like there were pens or cages here. This looks like the top from a chimney. It looks like there were pens, so maybe they had animals here, dogs or rabbits or something. You can see all the chicken wire, or chickens. I'm stepping on some here. Right, you can see a cup there. So usually rubbish piles are great for telling us where stuff might have been. You can see this looks like some sort of dog house or coop or something or other. That looks like a old, is that a tire rim or something? There's some more stuff over here. Again, you can see old can, more metal here. Yeah, more metal over here. This looks like part of a stove. Yeah, this is a stove. Can't pull it out, but you can see the legs. And you can see the back part here where the chimney would have attached. I don't see a well. I don't see anything that resembles a well. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to work our way back across this lovely little sketchy bridge and get back onto the grade. So the only other spot where it looks like there's something, it's kind of a little bit low here, but there's something here. There's a bump out here. And there's a big sort of hill in there. I don't know if I can get over there because it's all wet and swampy. So you can see there's kind of a bumped out area here. I don't know. Again, you saw all the debris that was back that way. There's another little mound here. Yeah, who knows, there's a telegraph pole hiding in there. No way to get in there anyway, that ditch is so wide. All right.